Oh, look, we got our first resident chud. I told you they always come in with their pants full. Crying. Look how much they're crying. Bro, if Palestine was freed, so many I can't have that. Tell me you're an Islamophobic, racist piece of without telling me. That's hilarious. I love that you came here to cry. That's awesome, dude. I'm sure you're crying and farting through your pant leg right now. Look at this beautiful flag. I love that you came here to cry over this flag. Here come the poopy pants. Here they come. Guy says, I want Palestine to be glassed. He's an Islamophobic racist. That's cool. I love when fascists come to self-report their ignorance. That's a fun thing. When was Palestine founded? Founded as a white settler colony? What do you mean founded? Founded as a nation state? Anointed the status of a nation state by the British Empire? Is that what you mean? When was Israel founded? Why is my dad older than Israel? That's what I don't understand. Why were the leaders that came to preside over the government of Israel, why were they from Palestine?
Britain got the mandate over Palestine. Palestine. What was Palestine then? Palestine was then the area between the Mediterranean and the Iraqi border. East and West Bank was Palestine. I'm a Palestinian. From 21 until 48, I carried a Palestinian passport.
That's weird to me. Why is Benjamin Netanyahu from Philadelphia? Why is he from Pennsylvania? That doesn't make sense. LOL, nice non-answer. What you don't understand is that isn't a non-answer. It's rejecting the premise of your silly little question. This is why this is a stupid question. When was Native America founded? When was their country founded? When was Hawaii founded? When was the Philippines founded? This is why you're not smart. Israel already won. Israel is losing badly, and they're an international pariah. They are not coming back from this. This is what I'm dealing with over here. The entire world is against Israel. Why do you have to make it personal? That's what I don't understand. What does it matter about how long my hair is, what my career is, where I'm from, whether or not I should go to Israel or not? It just tells me that you have no argument. You have literally no argument, and you are reduced to making this personal because you can't escape your feelings. Why can't you graduate past the level of sense perceptions and impressions about your world? Why are you behaving like a 5-year-old? I'm so sorry that you're massively coping because your favorite apartheid ethno-state is in violation of international law, but that has nothing to do with me, okay? It doesn't matter if I've been to Israel or not. It doesn't matter where I live, what color my skin is, how long my hair is, the way I dress, okay? Israel is in violation of international law, okay? You can take it up with the UN. You are a clown, you are not a serious person, and you deserve to be shamed in the public sphere that which you are spouting this nonsense. What law? All of the laws. This is why I implore you to go read. Go read international law for the love of God. Go look at UN Resolution 242, written in 1967. I've shared about it on stream many times. I've made video after video showing you the documents. Have a look at UN Resolution 242 from 1967, which still applies today, which emphasizes the inadmissibility of the acquisition of territory by war, that prove unequivocally that Israel must vacate the occupied territories and that it is an act of aggression, and furthermore, an act of aggression is the supreme international crime in all of the land, for which Israel is unanimously condemned by the entire world for starting a war, and then, on top of that, acquiring territory through war, which is also illegal. And on top of that, occupying the annexed territory, which is like triply illegal. And then on top of that, putting people in there from their country into the occupied territories. Another war crime. Who would have thought it, folks? Forcing the indigenous population to flee out of fear of violence. Another war crime. Who could have thought? Being a belligerent occupier, arguing in bad faith to end their illegal occupation. Another war crime. It's almost as if the entire world understands what Israel is doing, and you are a rogue outlier who thinks that they are somehow above international law. I don't know what to tell you. And they say, bro is so upset, bro is so mad. Yeah, I tend not to like when tens of thousands of children are being blown up every day, and it's my money that's being used for it. And it's your money too, and you care. And the fact that you don't just tells us all. You are a spineless little worm. Yeah, I did say tens of thousands of dead children. Can you believe that? Not only did I say it, but it actually happened. Just go ahead and self-report your own little liberal bubble that you live in where you don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. And you can't be inconvenienced. And you're gonna laugh at all the people that have actual empathy, you wouldn't last a second in Gaza. Yeah, you're not the first person to say that, and you're absolutely right. I would not last a second in Gaza because Israel is mass murdering everyone that is living in Gaza right now. So you're absolutely right. I wouldn't last a second. Israel would have me killed. Thank you for self-reporting your ignorance once again to everyone. Thank you for on literal slaves. That's so brave of you. Thank you. Thank you for your bravery and courageousness. Wow. Let's go ahead and blame the victims, the most marginalized, oppressed, most vulnerable people on earth. The people that are deemed the worst humanitarian crisis on earth, who are starving to death and have been for decades. Let's those people. Yeah, because I have a backbone. Yeah, go ahead and condemn slaves too, and Native Americans and Filipinos, the people that are fighting for their own human rights, you spineless little worm. Tell me you don't know what the you're talking about without telling me. Tell me you are an absolute hypocrite who can't stand to be inconvenienced, who can't stand to be looking at pictures of dead children when you're at brunch. I can't tell if this is rage bait or not. Yeah, no, the rage bait is the live stream, not the genocide happening. Very good. Oh no, there's no way. Human compassion and empathy and outrage at crimes being committed in my name and with my money, with my government, that's gotta be manufactured. There's no way that's legit. Wait, I'm sorry, morals? Having morals? Things that a 5-year-old can understand about life? That's gotta be rage bait. That cannot be real. That has to be contrived. Well, I love that you all came here to cry. I really do. I love that you're looking at me and you're seething, because I don't think about you at all. And I'm sharing information with all of you. You haven't said except call me a worm. Yeah, I don't have a whole page devoted to the Palestinians, promoting their history. God forbid you guys read international law. God forbid you actually read international law. God forbid you look at the countless resolutions that have been passed calling for the right to self-determine for the Palestinians. Heaven forbid you look at the hundreds of relevant institutions which have been calling for Israel to vacate the occupied territories. No such thing, yeah. Womp womp, that's your only response. It's like you say all this and then the world's smartest Zionist goes, yeah, but have you considered pee-pee poo-poo? Oh gee, I didn't think about that. You know what, you're right. Yes, but have you considered nah-uh? Oh, argument dismantled. I can't wait for you to bring your case to the UN in your defense of Israel. Law, what law? The law of principle of distinction, the law of principle of proportionality, international humanitarian law. These are all expressed in the Geneva Conventions of 1949. Come to my live stream on Twitch. I will show you all of this. Or better yet, use your fucking brain. And you can go look this shit up on Google. Holy shit. Where were you October 6th? I've been talking about Palestine for years. Where were you Where were you? Did you know that on October 6th, 240 Palestinians were already murdered by the IDF and 40 of them were children? Where were you reporting the crimes of the Israeli state on October 6th up until that year? When the UN made a report saying that 2023 was going to be the worst year for Palestinians because so many had died already in the West Bank alone. Where were you? I would love to go there. Shit for brains? I would love to. Let's get a ticket to Gaza. Oh, that's right. They bombed the airport. No one gives a keep coping. Keep crying. You guys have no spine. That's why I have no sympathy for you. You could say all whatever you want. It doesn't matter. I know that you're a complete hypocrite because if the same situation should ever befall you, you would violently resist. And you know what? International law agrees because armed resistance is a protected human right. So read it and weep. Cope and see. Gandhi doesn't condemn Hamas. The point is the world's most famous pacifist wouldn't even condemn Hamas for resisting their own annihilation. What? Are you kidding me? You're gonna blame slaves for the violence that they use against their masters? Like, what are you talking about? You make no sense. None of you make any sense. And all you have are pee-pee poo-poo arguments. That's all you have. And they're refuted resoundingly, unanimously, for years. Go look at the 1971 case for South Africa. Use your brain, okay? Don't be a smooth-brained lib turd all your life, okay? Don't be afraid to grow a spine, is all I'm saying. Funny how Zios are all for Jewish self-determination, unless that Jew supports Palestine. Then they're just a self-hating Jew. I love that somebody says, this is how you spend your Friday night? Like, bro, you're commenting. You're a commenter on my stream. You think that's a flex for you? How do you think that? That's where you find yourself? This is where you find yourself on a Friday night. You're literally commenting. I don't even know who you are. I don't think about you at all. I love that people do not care that 1 million people are dying of a famine right now. It's like, it's not that you don't care. It's that you're like doubling down on just being a conceited prick, you know? That's the really, really spineless part, is that you double down on that. Like, it'd be one thing if you weren't so ugly as a person. Can you believe I would be outraged at a genocide? That is crazy. I can't believe someone would be outraged by a genocide. That's wild. They're so butthurt. Little butthole surfers. These little butthole surfers. Zionism is a white settler colonial project, white Western European settler colonial project formed by Theodor Herzl, enforced by the British Empire in partnership with entities like the Jewish Colonization Association. It's actually overwhelmingly Christian. There's more Christian Zionists than there are Jewish ones. Dude, are you that bored? Wait, I'm sorry, Adam. You thought that coming to somebody's live stream and being a commenter in that capacity, and then saying that the live streamer must be bored without inwardly looking at what sort of habits that you're involved with right now, the fact that you're looking at me right now on a Friday night, you could be anywhere in the world, you could be doing anything, and you're just looking at me? How bored are you, my friend? I think that you're projecting. You came to the live stream to project. That's hilarious. That's so funny. Please define Zia. It's shorthand for Zionist. You're a Zionist. That's what I figured. You're the world's smartest Zionist. The world's smartest Zionists are always in their feelings. Well, the world's smartest Zionists try not to go into their feelings. Challenge impossible. I love my country. Yeah, you do. Well, right now, it's kind of sad that your country can't keep you safe. That's so weird. That's so weird that you are fearing for your life. It looks like your country's kind of in shambles right now. The entire world community is treating you like a pariah? Wow. These guys just love to be in their feelings. He says 1v1, I'll show you, sad brother. Come talk that shit. I'll beat you up. Love that you came here to cry, Adam, and that you're in your feelings and you have small pee-pee energy, and so you need to be a little turd burglar in the chat because you're coping so hard because your favorite ethno-state is going down the toilet right now. Don't worry, Adam. There. I know. Aw, listen to him whine. Listen to him cope. Zionism is inherently anti-Semitic. Absolutely. Zionism is the most anti-Semitic. Why is it that we don't think of the Israeli flag itself as anti-Semitic? To conflate a religious faith with an apartheid ethno-state that's doing genocide and ethnic cleansing founded on the subjugation of indigenous peoples, we're going to conflate that with the Jewish identity? How anti-Semitic is that project? How anti-Semitic is that organization? That is the anti-Semitism. It's been hijacked. Absolutely. Cite your sources. Okay, let's go. Let's cite my sources. Literally quoting international law. What's so funny and what's horrendous, really ironic, is that we are literally quoting the Geneva Conventions of 1949, which were formulated in prosecution of the last great, supreme international crime of the century, the Holocaust. These are the standards, laws, principles expressed in the UN Charter, which was an organization that was founded in the wake of the Holocaust. All of these policies and ideas were adopted to prevent another Holocaust, okay? So those are our sources, okay? That's our source. It's what the international community all agreed on in 1945, 1946. I still have said nothing. I just did. I said the United Nations, the International Court of Justice. You can go ahead and take a look at the UN ruling, UN Security Council Resolution 242 in 1967. I've made videos about it. I've shown you my sources. You can go on to my TikTok page, look at my videos. I show you primary source evidence. You're coping right now. Another source is the ICJ advisory ruling in 2004, which condemned the construction of the wall built by Israel on the West Bank as indeed an act of aggression and an international war crime. You can look at that. That's from 2004. Okay, I pulled that document up as well. You can go ahead and type in icrc.org or just go to Google, type in the law of belligerent occupation, the International Committee of the Red Cross, another primary source. You asked for sources. Here they are, I'm telling you. The ICRC, the International Committee of the Red Cross, administers the Geneva Conventions. That's the authority for the Geneva Conventions. Adam, I see that you're still crying. He's spamming free D's nuts. Oh my God. You don't have any. What's there to free? You're 0 for 2. There's nothing to free. You keep changing the topic. What are you talking about? I've given you so many sources. Here's another source. Amnesty International, Human Rights Report, 22 Days of Death and Destruction. Go Google that. Read that whole report. Go look at Human Rights Watch. Go look at the International Criminal Court, the Rome Statute, 1998. There's another primary source for you, all condemning Israel. Again, the most relevant, I think, would be the United Nations itself. which, as Zionists such as yourself love to claim, as the entity which created the state of Israel, which implemented the partition plan. Of course, it didn't really materially implement it, but it did co-sign it. So you guys love to say, well, the UN gave Israel the land. Okay, well, also, what you forget is that in 1967, and ever since 1967, the UN has unanimously agreed that Israel is in violation of international law for its occupation of the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, and the Golan Heights. That is an uncontroversial fact, that Israel has been in violation of international law and formally condemned by every relevant court, by every relevant international governmental body that you can think of. Obviously, the most important and relevant being the UN itself. And that's why I'm telling you, go read UN Resolution 242. It outlines all of it. It does when you were persecuted and prosecuted by the Geneva Conventions of 1949 and the Genocide Convention that was formed to prevent other genocides. The International Court of Justice, I'm not even talking about the current genocide happening right now. I'm talking about since 1967, so try and keep up, okay? Since 1967, yes, the international community has formally condemned and called urgently upon Israel to vacate the occupied territory. That is an uncontroversial fact. You seem to not be able to refute that or not to be able to compute that. That is a fact, okay? You just have to cope about it some more. Another resolution that condemns Israel is UN General Assembly 3314 from 1974. It's another primary source document that I implore you to go look at. It defines all the acts of aggression. It was formed because of Israel's illegal occupation in 1967 when it started a preemptive war. Again, another crime. It's sort of like saying, yeah, I know they prosecuted the Holocaust, but that doesn't mean really anything. I mean, you know, the Holocaust. I know the Nazis were like condemned, but that's your source? Do you listen to yourself? No Zionist can compete with the primary source in the documentary record because it's all decidedly against them. Oops. Who will listen to you if you're just gonna be negative? Nobody wants to be bummed out about what's happening. It's like, you're just gonna complain about a genocide being funded with your money. It's like, it's literally, Willa, it's called political agitation, dude. I'm literally a political agitator. It is my job to agitate people. Wake up. The fact that you have not come around to that idea lets us all know who we're dealing with, what kind of person you are. You don't understand how social movements progress. It's not from being like, oh, it doesn't concern me, guys. Who cares? I'm gonna go sit in my bubble. This is another teachable moment, really, because when people start talking about the bad things in society, because we're critical of the policies which affect our daily lives, people who are in our same class with our same socioeconomic conditions want to say, well, what are you doing? Well, you're just complaining. You really think you're leading a movement? No, silly Billy Benilli. We're here to educate people. And we need more people that are class conscious in the world. We need more people understanding the class-based society that they live in. You're just telling me that you don't understand how social movements progress. Remember that it always begins with imperceptible quantitative changes, which bring about a qualitative change. I have no idea what the future holds, how humans will progress in society, but I can speak on the truth of what's happening right now, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Willa, try not to project too hard. Keep in mind that you have joined somebody's live stream on a Friday night. I am creating content and you are consuming that content. Tell me, of the two, which one is bored? Yeah, exactly. See, my life is so good. I shouldn't care about other people. This is more your capitalist propaganda. To think only for yourself, Willa. Think only for yourself. How dare you complain that your money is being used to blow up brown kids halfway across the world? You have a good life. Why are you complaining? It seems so foreign to think of someone having morals, and God forbid they have a spine on their back. That's crazy. Wait, you're not spineless? You're not spineless? Well, speak for yourself. You're not helped. But again, it's called agitation, education. You need both those things. You just told us you don't read. You are a smooth-brained liberal. We get it. You can't be bothered. You can't be inconvenienced. You're late for brunch. We get it. You don't care. Go away. This isn't for you. Don't worry about it. Why are you so annoyed with me? Just because I'm speaking my mind, you're gonna come in here and complain to me? Because you don't like my tone? Shit on these ideas that I'm expressing, the information that I'm giving you, the books that I'm reading? What does that make you? It seems like you don't have a platform. What it tells me is that you're emotionally stunted in your own personal life. You can't stand for anything. You don't stand for anything. You don't have any convictions or principles. Your mind is blown when you come into contact with someone that does. It exposes your own insecurity. It exposes your own insecurity about your own personal life. It's the part where you need to go, and you're agitated by that. And I'm glad that you're frustrated. I'm glad that you're frustrated frustrated by this stream. You deserve to be frustrated. You deserve to be agitated. And this whole thing by saying communism has been tried and failed, and you literally said, well, I don't read. That's just my vibes-based critique. I gave you a bunch of information, and then you said, well, who cares? Okay, well, that's not an argument. Like I said, go ahead, slither away back to the kids' table. Karen, please. Yeah, you don't know what a genocide is. Well, apparently you don't either, and apparently the International Court of Justice does. Keep crying, loser. World's smartest scientists try not to go in their feelings and make the argument personal. Challenge impossible. There you have it. River to the sea is a call for genocide. Yeah, source, trust me, bro. Somehow that's a genocidal phrase. When Yitzhak Rabin utters in 1993 that Palestine should just fall into the sea, that's not a call for genocide. Liberals try not to be hurt and curl clutch over words or slogans for national liberation. Meanwhile, a material genocide is taking place in the Gaza Strip carried out by Israel. Challenge impossible. They have to focus on words. They don't want to look at the material reality. Guess what, folks? No one's bringing forth the case of Hamas or Palestine being guilty of genocide for uttering the phrase of river to sea to the International Court of Justice. This is going to sound wild to everybody out there in TikTok land, but to condemn and to accuse a state of genocide, you have to demonstrate like evidence. I know that's wild. You have to like actually demonstrate like evidence in the material world, the material reality. A state is carrying out a genocide and it's materially happening. You have to show the bodies, the mass graves, the destruction, the intention. And in Israel's case, you have it all. I'm sorry that you can't compute. You are coping so hard. But nobody believes your bullshit, Karen, okay? It's not really that tough though, Blue Lemonade, because you have Israel's own officials incriminating themselves and then carrying out those incriminating statements with material policies where they do exactly what they say. So for instance, back in October, when the Israeli defense minister, Yoav Gallant, gets on camera and says we're dealing with human animals, we're going to cut off their food, electricity, water, etc. That is a form of collective punishment. That is a war crime. To say that and then do it proves intent. Woo! Whoosh, whoosh. Just went over your head. Let's go now to Isaac Herzog, the president of Israel, who went on TV and said, we are not going to distinguish between civilians and enemy combatants. To us, they're the same thing. Okay. That's another intention for genocide. It's literally, he's spelling out. That's the Israeli president. Okay? When Gadi Eisenkot formalizes what they call the Dahaya Doctrine, Gadi Eisenkot, the head of the Northern Command of the IDF, spells out explicitly that they are instituting a form of collective punishment in Lebanon in 2006, and then decides to adopt that formally as the official strategic policy of the Israel Diaper Forces, and then implements those policies and that doctrine in the Gaza Strip, which it considers as Israel's punching bag. That is also an intent and a demonstration of intent. We can go on and on, okay? We can go way back to the 40s. We can talk about the massacres that were going on in the 40s. And we can quote Moshe Dayan, who went on to become another defense minister for the Israeli state. Or Menachem Begin, who also went on to become an Israeli prime minister, who was the head of the terrorist organization, the Irgun, which predated the Diaper Forces. Good luck with the brainwashing. World's smartest Zionists try not to go in their feelings and make it personal. When I cite international law, challenge impossible. Way to go. Charles Manson's grandson. Okay, sure. But what does that have to do with Israel committing a genocide under international law? World's smartest Zionists, once again, try not to make the conversation personal when confronted with the historical record. Challenge impossible. Always in your feelings. Can you get a grip? Can you stop, please, making the conversation personal? Why are you making it about me? I understand you love me. I understand you love me so much that you're willing to spend your Friday night looking at me and cope, hate, seethe, rage watching. Am I Jewish? As if that matters. What does that have to do with Israel committing a genocide? Is Zionism Jewish? Seems like a ton of Christians are Zionists. That's weird. Seems like there's more Christians that are Zionists than there are Jewish. Right, Palestine will be free. You guys don't understand. Israel's on its way out. The gears are already grinding. Okay? They are never going to recover from this. Israel will just become economically unviable to live in. The chosen pee hole. Imagine this. The chodes and pee hole of their poopy land are fleeing from that poopy land. But they're supposed to be chosen. Why can't they keep their citizens safe? If they are protected by God, that's so weird that nobody wants them in the Middle East. They're literally adopting a terrorist foreign policy to legitimate their existence. That's so wild. It's Almost like they have no legitimate claim to that land. I just shared a video of Netanyahu admitting to the crime of collective punishment. Timothy is the world's smartest Zionist. Try not to be a passive-aggressive chud in the comment section. Challenge impossible. I'm just gonna leave an emote. I'm gonna leave an emote, and then that's gonna really show him. I'm gonna leave the corn cob emote, and that's gonna Oh, very good, Timothy. You crushed the conversation. Dude fucking owned the chat with that emote. Did you see that was the most pristine emote ever? Thank you. All right, crushed it. See you later. Timothy. I love when bro thinks he cooks and thinks he's on the team. That's hilarious. That's the funny part, is that you think that you're on the team. Another Israeli Zio. Try not to leave passive-aggressive comments in the chat. Challenge is impossible for you. I love when I make a fully fleshed out argument. I cite the historical record. I cite international law. I cite human rights reports. I cite the Israeli government. I cite the Israeli government's officials. I cite the US government and their officials, and then we still have chuds in this chat that say, but have you considered pee-pee and poo-poo? Yes, exactly. Zios go, nuh-uh. Your site. That's what I'm saying, like, you're so passive-aggressive, dude. You have no comment? Really? You can't string together a couple words to form a sentence? Your site. You said S-I-T-E. It's C-I-T-E. I'm citing. It's when you take examples from the historical record and you produce them as evidence to support your claim. Wow. You can't even spell the word right. Yes, but have you considered pee-pee and poo-poo? Yes, I have considered that. You know what? Now that I've considered pee-pee and poo-poo, you're right. I'm gonna go pack it in now. Thoroughly dismantled. God, thwarted by pee-pee and poo-poo every time. Yeah, I know. Big words go over your head. I get it. Anything more than 3 syllables, you check out. I understand. Thanks for letting us know. I love when people say word salad. Buzzwords! Oh no, I hurt your brain. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that your head is literally resembling a canoe because it is devoid of a frontal lobe. You have not passed the level of sense perceptions and impressions about your world. You just don't understand. You look at all these little individual phenomena and don't see they're interconnected. No, not 14,000 children. It's 13,937. Don't lie. Thus, Israel's not committing a genocide. Yes, there's 10,000 roughly under the rubble. We don't know that for sure, though. If it were a genocide, why would they help civilians escape the war zones? Are they helping? Do you think that's what's happening? Really? 7 months into this, you think that Israel is helping the civilians escape? Literally, famously denied exiting from the compound wall around Gaza? You really think that? That's so cute. I already explained the UN revised numbers. You can go check my videos. Cry! You're killing it. No, under international law, Israel is occupying and blockading the Gaza Strip. They were leaving Rafah until H claimed ceasefire, only to keep shields. I mean, this is like complete nonsense. You were completely nonsensical. Source, trust me, bro. They literally famously, if you actually paid attention to the news, Israel blocked the exit from Rafah into Egypt. And they also blocked the entry of humanitarian aid, vital humanitarian aid, into Gaza through Rafah. So Copart or nerd, I don't know where you're getting your facts, but is the research in the room with us right now? Because you're not doing it. Yeah, they've only bombed every hospital in the Gaza Strip. Oh, but that Al-Shifa one, that was a Hamas rocket though. Misfired. Source, trust me, bro. R.I.P. Bozo. Tell me you lost the plot without telling me. They've literally blown up every university, every school. The entire education and healthcare system is completely gone in Gaza. And still, you have people ardently, uncritically, fervently defending the actions of this terror state, complete psychopathic state named Israel. Make that make sense. How spineless, how misinformed are you in 2024 when we have social media, when we have a genocide being live streamed in front of your very eyes, and you still choose not to see it? How spineless are you? Why don't you go and slither away? Someone says it's not a genocide. Yeah, I know that's what you say. Unfortunately, international law says differently. It's like, yeah, we're reporting 35,000 that we can report have been killed. Probably closer to 50,000. And of that 35,000 that we have reported, around 15,000 have been children. Okay, but it's not a genocide though. Okay, but there's 15,000 dead bodies right here that are kids blown up. Yeah, but Hamas. The entire argument for the world's smartest Zionists is, nah, World's smartest Zionist. Nah, the funk. You absolutely nothing about the world. You can't even say the sentence right. You forgot the verb. You absolutely nothing about the world or war. What are you talking about, Brian Geist? You can't even type out correctly with your hands. You had all this time. And that's what you want to do? Again, I just got through saying the world's smartest Zionist. Best argument they can muster. Nuh-uh. You know nothing. You literally just did the meme, Brian. What's wrong with you? You think that you're crushing it in this chat right now? I've been to war, buddy. You know nothing. Yeah, well, you know nothing about a genocide, and you think that this is war. You've been to war, but this isn't a war. It's a genocide. Because when you target discriminately civilians and you decimate and destroy a civilization, unarmed civilization, mainly filled with starving people, starving kids, have you no soul? You know nothing about international law. You know nothing about the rules of war. That's crazy. Do you think that collective punishment is a rule of war? What are you talking about? You think the generals plotting this out in the IDF, you don't think they've ever heard of the principle of distinction? You don't think they know about the principle of proportionality? That wreaking collective punishment against a civilian population is indeed a war crime? Forcing a civilian population to flee in fear of violence is also a war crime. Just forcing them to flee, even telling them to evacuate for threat of violence, is a war crime in and of itself. You're telling me you know about war? You don't know about that? How do you not know that? You said you've experienced war. How do you not know the rules of war? Wrong. World's smartest Zionists try not to go in their feelings and just say, nuh-uh, challenge impossible. None of that is true. Well, you can go ahead and cope and cry and seethe, and you can go and read UN General Assembly Resolution 3314, which outlines everything that I just told you. Go ahead, read Article 3. Are you keeping notes? Article 3, UN General Assembly Resolution 3314 from 1974. Article 3, motherfucker. Go read it. Every international crime, criminal act of aggression is written out there for you. Go read UN Resolution 242, which condemns Israel for its violation of occupied territories. Saying nuh-uh to international law is the world's smartest Zionist argument. So thank you for doing that. That's all you guys can say. Yap. That's your smartest argument. When somebody says a bunch of words that are just like, whoa, I don't understand what he just said. Yap. Sounds like a word salad. I'm literally quoting international law. Take it up with the UN. I really don't give a shit. It has nothing to do with me. I'm literally just telling you what international laws are. Say something besides nuh-uh in your comment. Challenge impossible. You just say wrong, no, no, nah, wrong. Apparently, Israel is above international law, folks. Did you know that? They can go ahead and commit a genocide with impunity. Literally no problem, because their best defense is nuh-uh. Guys, don't give this guy a platform as you give this guy a platform. Guys, don't give this guy a platform, he says, as he gives me a platform and contributes to my engagement. Oof. The self-owning is just palpable in this one. Guys, stop commenting on this guy's live stream. Let me make some more comments. Look at this Islamophobe. Ask Jordan, Egypt, and Lebanon why they kicked the Palestinians out of their countries. Actually, they famously accepted the diaspora. What are you talking about? Like, there's still millions of Palestinians in all three of those countries. But go off, I guess. Ask me why Egypt and Jordan and Lebanon didn't want the Palestinians. Thank you for making the same argument that Mr. Austrian Painter made about the Jews in the 1940s. Well, Europe didn't want them. The United States didn't want them. Guess we can murk all the juice. Yeah, thank you, world's smartest fascist, for making the same arguments as Mr. Mustachioed Man. Wow, you're so brave. Tell me you're an Islamophobe without telling me. Oh, they're just all brown countries. Why don't they all just want each other? It looks like their own people didn't even want them.
Nixon ordered Cambodian genocide. Clinton sent cruise missiles to Sudan, people died. Obama gave the orders to do drone strikes.